Hey everybody, welcome to day two of How to Make Money with Email. I'm glad that you came back. This is exciting for me. Um, I have had a chance to go through some of your homework briefly, glances only. Did not read it in depth, but took a quick peek at most of you. What we covered yesterday, in case you're joining us for the first time, we talked about my favorite way to grow the list. There's lots of different ways that we can do it. The tried and true, hey, you need a lead magnet. That's actually a real thing, and it's super helpful. And so I shared yesterday my favorite lead magnet that we can reliably bang out and share our best content, and that is the Quick Start Guide. All right, so the homework assignment, many of you went off and did the homework assignment, and I love to see it. And the question in here. Uh, yeah, if you have your quick start guide that you would like me to review real quick, I will do that here on this call. And I promised to be nice today. Yesterday I was a little spicy, but today I've calmed down quite a bit. So um, I will be gentle. If you want to share it with me, just and you haven't already, go ahead, like Jasmine, drop the Google Doc into the chat here, and I'll pull it up. It is going to be it's going to be easier for me if I have edit access, and I'll take a look at those. I have a whole bunch of them pulled up here. So Dave got yours, Jasmine got yours. And then if you put it in the Facebook group, I did just grab those, so I probably have it already. All right, a couple of quick administrative type things before we get started. Um, First, you were very patient and trusting yesterday, where I basically said, look, let's grow the list, and then I'll tell you what to do after that. So what we're going to do going forward is tomorrow we're going to spend a lot of time on what to send and when. We're going to talk about automations versus broadcasts. If you've heard me before, you're going to hear me talk about the Forever series again. If that's a new concept for you, buckle up. And we're going to talk about if you already have one, I'm going to give you some variations for 2025, ways to think about it, things that I'm doing differently now than perhaps I was doing before. On Thursday and Friday, those are going to be how to make money with email. So that's going to be a lot of that, tactics and what people are doing to get sponsors or sales or affiliates or ads in their newsletters, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to share all of that that I can. If you haven't done so, I have made available a special coupon code for those that don't yet have their free email and autopilot access to that course. It's a $500 course, and Raptive is paying for it if you don't already have it. So go get it while you can before they change their minds. And that might be useful to you. Okay, so the code is on your screen. Go to emailandautopilot.com. A couple of quick questions that I received yesterday or this morning that I want to discuss briefly because I think they might be helpful to everybody before I dive into the writing part. Um, some of this is a little bit random. The first one was, how does this actually work in your email platform? I think most of you are familiar with this, but I'm going to show you very briefly um, how I do it inside of Kit. And you can do this inside of other platforms as well. They just call it something different. But for just real basics, this is called a sequence. Okay, so the Quick Start Guide is a series of emails in a certain order. All we're doing is we're creating these emails in Kit, and they can look different. You could have them delivered at different times. So the first one in this case goes out immediately. The second one goes out one day after that. You can see how you can space these out days and hours. You have the option to move things around once they're set. You can delete them fairly easily just by coming up here and clicking this little trash can button. So real simple. You can send yourself previews, creating an email. It's got like a WordPress type interface. So for those of you who are even moderately confused about how this looks, it's pretty much this simple. Okay, so you're going to create a form that's going to capture the subscribers, and then you're going to connect them to a sequence. Now in Kit, that's done through rules or a visual automation. But the rule will basically be if they come in through super duper form, add them to super duper quick start guide. Okay, I hope that helps with some of the confusion there. If you've been thinking about your email platform and you have questions, or you've been thinking about switching to Kit, I do have a, let me shill for just a second for them. I have a special coupon code or affiliate link, excuse me, that'll get you 30 days free instead of 14, and I can help you move for free. I work with them so much that I've actually got a Matt, they have a Matt Mullen migration. I'm not kidding. That's what they call it. And so when they set it up, it pulls in a template. It automatically sets up a forever series and all the stuff that you need, where some of the basics are already set up and ready to go if you are switching to Kit. And they'll grab all of your other sequences and templates and stuff from MailChimp or MailerLite or wherever you're coming from. The difference between rules and automations in Kit, well, maybe I should probably save the Kit nuance stuff for a little bit later in the call, because not everybody's on Kit and they won't all care about that. So, but refresh my memory, Adrian. Don't let me forget. Okay, I'll do it at the end. When you connect an email to go out with the save this, for save this recipe or save this article, should you do it immediately or the next day? Immediately. That's usually the case with most things email related, is that they're going to forget that they signed up for that thing, and you're going to have better luck, better success by delivering it as soon as you can, related to when they requested it. So there's not really any benefit to waiting. All right. Okay, your quick start guides. Oh, sorry, there was one other thing. I was asked today about how do you show a different pop-up on different categories? Well, if you're on Kit, I'm going to show you how you can do that using their plugin and their pop-up. If you don't want to use their pop-up, then you might have to do something custom developed. If you're on MailChimp or Flowdesk or ActiveCampaign or one of the others, there's other softwares out there too. On Wednesday, I'll share some different pop-up software if you're interested that do the same thing that I'm going to describe right here. But since we have somebody that's getting ready to launch this now, I wanted to share this now. So inside of your WordPress, you're going to install the Kit plugin, okay? And it's going to look something like this. And when you come down here and you want to set up your site-wide pop-up, you're just going to select it from your list here, all right? And then this is for site-wide. Now, you can also show a different pop-up on categories, posts, or pages. That is done up here. Go to posts and go to categories. Yes, you would create you want to do all the stuff in Kit first and have it ready, and then you're going to access it through WordPress. Then you can come over to your categories here. I'm not showing my screen. Can you guys see us? Oh, you can? Okay. I will stop for just a second, and then I'll reshare it in case that triggers it for whoever it was. Sorry, that said they can't see it. All right, I hope that helps if you can see that now. All right, great. All right, so over here under posts, go to categories, and then you scroll down, and it allows you to select the Kit form of your choice. You can have it be none, where it doesn't display any, or you can have it be the default, which is the site-wide that I've chosen the other spot. But here I might do this category, pop-up specific to this category. And then for every post in this category, this pop-up will show instead of the general one. Now, I'm not going to take the time here because I think you understand how WordPress works. If you go into a post, it has the same spot, the same feature. So your post at the post or page level, you can override even the category level. So let's say that I've got a Disney Cruise packing list and I don't want to show my Disney Cruise Quick Start Guide. I can show a separate pop-up just for the packing list on that post. Does that help? Just wait till the 5th time, man. You're going to love that one. All right. I was thinking to do an inline sign-up form, as I already have a pop-up spotlight feature for save this pattern, which works so well, and I don't want two pop-ups. Okay, yeah, I understand that, Wilma. Technically, the pop-up, the inline form is separate from the pop-up because the pop-up is a different experience. Maybe I misunderstood what you're saying there. If you're scrolling through and then it's fixed at a certain spot, that's an embedded form. Your pop-up is going to happen wherever they are on the page based off of whatever settings that you have. But you're probably familiar with that. If any questions on that, let me know. Are pop-ups better than inline on specific posts? Yes. The reason for that is what I just explained, is that if I miss it, if I'm scrolling through and I miss your embedded form because I'm focused, I hit jump to article or jump to recipe or whatever, and I skip over it, I'll never see that form. Or I'm blind to it because I think it's an ad. The pop-up, the reason that pop-ups are considered annoying by many is that it stops you in your tracks. It says, hi, hello, you got to look at me. So that's why it converts better for those same reasons. Am I correct that you can't show different pop-ups on categories if you use Flowdesk? Maybe somebody else knows the answer to that. My understanding was no, but I'm not always on top of. Okay, Jasmine says you can. All right, Jasmine says you can. So, Tanya, I have conversion rate of 77%. Holy moly! Wow. Okay, that is unreal. That's fantastic. Okay. Okay, so put pop-ups on other pages. Not inline. Don't waste my time with inline. No, not necessarily, Shauna. Okay. That's a great question. I do all of the above. Okay. I will have the save this article. I will have the spotlight subscribe or the Slickstream equivalent. I will have the hello bar at the top. I will have the embedded. I will have the save this recipe or save this article at the top, and I'll have it in the recipe card if I can. So all of those things I will do. It's up to you to decide how much is too much. Okay, very briefly, I guess I should create a slide on this. I've never thought about doing this, but it kind of goes in this order about what works. If you're in food, save this recipe is number one. Let me back that up. Let me back up for a second. As far as number of signups, save this recipe is number two. Gated print or print pass is number one. As far as quality subscribers, save this recipe is number one. After that are pop-ups. After that is the equivalent of and I'm going to show examples of this tomorrow. So I just didn't even bring I didn't have the slides prepared today. I'll have them tomorrow. The spotlight subscribe, I call it that because of old habit. It's basically a form that has an attention highlighter on it. You can set this up in Slickstream where you can have a form that is specific to that category, or you can do site-wide. So if you're doing air fryer, quick start guide, air fryer, it can show that. You scroll down to that spot, it highlights it. Feels like a pop-up, but it's not a pop-up. It just grays everything out for a moment, and it does it one time, the first time you pass it. Okay, so let's call that spotlight subscribe for lack of a better name for it. Okay. It kind of goes in that order. Those are all very effective. Did I miss one? Anything in your sidebar or your footer? It's up to you if you want to have it there. Nobody signs up, but that's up to you if you want to have it there. Just use that space differently. But yeah, so I will do all of those, all the swoopy slider things. Not enough people do those for me to tell you statistically how well they work compared to everything else, but those can work very well too, especially on targeted posts. If you have something specific that's happening on that post. For example, Wilma, I don't know if this is your jam, but let's say that you've got a specific pattern or a blueprint or tutorial, and they are scanning through that. You might consider one of those slide-in things that just come from the corner after they hit a certain scroll that offers them a chance to download it, the tutorial or the printable for free. You may not want to do that, but that is very, very effective in terms of conversions. Okay, great questions, gang. Did I miss anybody's questions? I apologize. Such a good group. Best group I've done all week, hands down. Slide in the pop-up on specifics with the pop-up is better. Okay. All right. Let's look at some quick start guides. So before I look at these too deeply, let me tell you what I'm going to tell you. You already know this probably. You've heard me talk before, perhaps. First of all, what do I always say? People don't read, they skim. Get to the point. People aren't going to read it. All right. So this is not the place where you need to tell your life story. They aren't going to read it anyway. So keep your word count down. Use subheaders for layouts. Use buttons to get them to do what they want, what you want them to do. And by the way, you need to be clear about what you want them to do. What is the main thing you want them, what action do you want them to take? Number 5, what problem are you solving? So this, I was like, you may not be solving their core problem. So that may be where we go in discussing your quick start guide instead of the actual writing. And then subject lines, we'll talk about that too. But my favorite subject line formula. If you got a sticky note, write it down today, put it on your monitor and use it for a while. Curiosity plus self-interest. This was my pre-ChatGPT prompt that would help me. It still works great before ChatGPT. And then if you want to give it as a guidance to ChatGPT and ask, did I accomplish it? When you're considering a subject line, you might do that. All right, Leanne, why don't we start with you in case you want to go to bed? Can you unmute?
Yes,
All right, which one is yours? Where are you?
that's me.
That's you. Okay, awesome. All right. So before we go too far, why did you choose my top 10 no-bake slices?
As in, as
Why did you choose that as your quick start guide?
because it's the second one I've done. The first one was about a different topic. And I've got quite a few of them on the site.
Okay. So why this one though?
I'm lost.
Do you get a lot of traffic to no-bake?
Yes,
Okay. So is it
yes.
your number one traffic driver?
No, number two
Number two.
at the moment.
Do you
Yeah.
have something that covers your number one?
No, but it's a random. The number one recipe is actually like a sorbet recipe that I I've only have two sorbet recipes on the site.
Okay. And you've got
So
plenty of no-bake goodies that people
yeah,
can. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So just roughly, what percentage of your traffic do you think is looking at no-bake related recipes? Do you have any sense of that?
A fairly good percentage because I actually went and had a look at it in with Raptive earlier today.
Okay.
And yeah, it was put it this way, they're very clearly the number two recipe is actually that one. The picture that you're looking at there is that one recipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by the way, I'm asking Leanne these questions. We may not have time when I get to yours to ask you these questions, but the reason I'm asking Leanne these questions is to help you see how I think about these in the selection of a quick start guide. And because what is going to hook our people and get them onto the list is, this is step number one. So back to Leanne. Um, when somebody, just to be clear, somebody comes to your no-bake goodies, have they Googled no-bake whatever?
Possibly they're very at the very least they've definitely used the word slice. It's a bit of an Australian kind of thing. They're like
Oh,
bars in America.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah.
Interesting. Why does
I know.
somebody,
We're weird.
why does somebody search for no-bake or slice? Tell me their motivation.
Probably because it's a bit of a no-fail kind of recipe. Like you don't, there's no cooking. It's just easy and it's this, yeah.
Okay, so it's
Hmm.
easy. They can't fail. Is it always desserts?
Yes.
Always desserts. So they're looking for a sweet treat.
Yes. And
They
I was
like
wondering about that. Yeah. Mm.
they do like to bake, but this saves them time. Am I getting this right?
Um, yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yes.
they do have stores in the United States, I know this for a fact, and I believe in Australia, that sell this stuff.
Are they? Yeah, they do. Yes,
So I'm
but
trying to get to the motivation of why, of who this person is that is is signing up for this. So I'm gonna
okay.
take your what you've just told me is that this is somebody that might be American, might be Canadian, might be Australian, is looking for something no bake, a treat. If they have Googled slice, we can guess that they're probably Australian. Um,
Probably.
and so that's why you're using the term no bake slices.
Yes.
All right, great. Let's dive in. Hi, Matt. Welcome. Or it's Leanne here from Chef Not Required. Okay, this is fun. What I would do here is link this to your website.
Ah,
I would
yep.
probably bold it and link this to your website. Welcome to day one of my top yada 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 yada. We're going to talk about that that in just a moment. Your title here in just a moment. In this series, I'll be giving my go-to recipes and tips for that great sweet baking or no baking classic, the no bake slice, no bake bars. Do you have particular memories of a particular? Do you have memories of a particular recipe? I do. How fast? How you can pass on memories? How awesome would it be? Your grandma and I used to make this together. Okay. Are Here's where I'd be links, two links in this email. Okay, so then you would put these two recipes. Got it.
Yeah, they're not those ones. That was from the previous
Sure,
quick
but
start guide
just
that I'm
two
using at the
recipes
moment.
looking
Yeah,
like that. And
yeah.
then you're going to
Because
throw
I
in
couldn't work out how
a
to.
bonus tip to give them some love underneath that. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um, let's hone in on this for just a second. Oh, first, I like that you're saying in this series I'll be giving you. I might be a little bit more specific. I might say over the next 5 days so that they know they're going to get 5 emails from you or 2 emails from you or however many it is. And that they're going to come just by saying over the next 5 days, it pretty much explains that they're going to come sequentially, one per day for the next 5 days, that they're going to get additional emails. Um, and then you're doing two a day, two recipes a
Two
day.
recipes, yes.
Okay.
And the last day five, I've got three.
Uh, do you have more than that?
Um, yes, I do. See, also slice again, it's Australian. Some of them are they can be baked or no bake. So yeah, as far as no bake slices, I've got a few more of them, but not a lot more.
Okay. All right. Um, the reason I bring that up is that you have an opportunity, and this is true for even those that are not in food, but especially those in food. When you have them here on this email, solve one problem, but give more choices. If the problem that you're solving is cookies, for example, you might love oatmeal raisin cookies. I love chocolate chip cookies. You would be wrong, but we might still want to list your choice there along with butterscotch and molasses and sugar cookies, right? And the reason for that is that the ultimate cookie problem can be solved with 5 different recipes. How many are too many? Well, I mean, you can overdo it, but I don't, there's no science here. I do recipes or recipe emails that have 10 in them. Now, I'm not saying that you have to. Um, you're going to get a drop off, of course, as they go down, as they skim through it. But the more choices that you have, the more possible links that you get clicked on. And it's also not confusing them or taking them away from the main problem that you're solving. At least with food, it's that simple. It's like, do you want to make this? Do you want to make this? Do you want to make this? These are all great ways to do it. Leanne?
So you're thinking quite a bit less niche, so to speak, and see if I went to just slice recipes rather than no bake slice.
That's why I was asking
I
the
have
motivation question is So because somebody may need to bake a pie, but pie is so obscure, not obscure, but it's a once or twice a year kind of thing. But what you know about someone who bakes a pie is that they bake. And so they may
Yeah.
be interested in other baking things that could solve the same problem. So in this case, I might do general no bake recipes, or I might do slices, 5 days of uh, foolproof, can't fail, never miss slice recipes, whatever.
We like that.
Okay. Now, my next thing for you, and by the way, I'm spending way more time on Leanne and being more nitpicky. By what you had, Leanne, is just fine. It would work great if you launched with this, by the way. So
Thank you.
just give you a heads up. I'm being more nitpicky just to illustrate points. Now, if we dig in here, I see that the problem that you're solving is something related to nostalgia. It's aspirational. It's like you're talking about a parent or a grandparent looking back and influencing a child. Now, I love that feeling. Nostalgia sells 100%. And your audience may skew older anyway. So it may be the right thing to do. However, my question might be, is this a little bit narrow for our first email? What if we were looking at,
Mm.
um, hi Matt, welcome to day one of of the world's greatest no-bake recipes. You're gonna, you know what? Sometimes you're in a hurry, but you want that sweet treat. You got to prepare something for the family that needs dessert, or you got a special occasion, whatever it is. No bake, always wins. Let me share over the next 5 days. I'm going to share with you blah, 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 blah. Let's start here with my 100% personal guaranteed recipes that I no bake recipes I make all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leanne's favorites. Day two. Hi, Matt. Welcome to day two of insert title here. So, you love no bake like I do? Well, guess what? The world loves these the best. These are my highest rated no bake recipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then day three, you know what? No bake sparks nostalgia in me. It might just do that for you too. Here are my five no bake recipes inspired by grandma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you think that would
Yes, it
apply to
does.
what you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. I suppose the when I initially wrote this quick start guide was after the first course I did with you, a year and a half ago. And it's been sitting there and I haven't used it. I did a first one, used it, and it's been going well. But this one was this specific type of recipes, and I haven't
Right.
added it yet. Um, and what I was had in mind was eventually then what I could sell to
Sure.
them
Okay.
when I got to the end, which at that time I was thinking would be a recipe template so that they could actually write down their own recipes to keep for
Interesting.
and yeah.
So it's kind of like creating your own cookbook to share.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Okay.
thought, hmm,
Wouldn't that apply to
people
all of your
do that
stuff
with it.
though?
Yeah, I suppose, but these are at the heart of it much easier recipes. This is not complicated stuff.
Well, easy or hard though, the act of writing down a recipe in a template is the function of that is to save the recipe or pass it on, to
Mm.
document it. So either
Yeah.
easy or hard, I still need that if I'm understanding what a recipe template does.
Yep. Yes, very much so. But suppose I thought people would be more willing to make up their own kind of recipe if it came to it, if it was something that was easier. I didn't think that they'd write down how to cook.
That could be, that very well
They're
could
not
be.
going to make
Yeah.
a beef bourguignon recipe. They might make their own recipe for a no bake slice.
Okay. Well, I think that you're onto something with that idea. And I believe, if I understood it correctly, that it could also be something that you add to the end of every quick start guide you ever make from here on out, if you just spin it a little bit,
Mm.
about
Okay.
love these recipes. Well, then you're going to love saving them in this special template that makes it super pretty, and you store it in your here, and you can pass
Yeah.
it on to your kids or whatever. But back to this. What I'm trying to convey here is you went narrow as I instructed yesterday.
Too soon.
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. I love the no bake concept. You went to where they are, what Martha is Googling and looking up right now.
Hmm.
I'm just saying that you can solve her problems. You might be overthinking it in terms of having to go a little, even almost too narrow within that topic. And by doing more social proofy things, my favorites, highest rated,
Yeah.
grandma inspired, those types of things would allow you to share a few more recipes that are on topic and get more clicks for you back to your website in the process. And that
Yep.
probably goes for all y'all, is that you may be trying to educate too much in these quick start guides. I know the quick start guide uses the word lessons and things like that, but that's a little too on the nose. We're just, and especially, but I believe this is true for my crafters out there as well. I believe that what we're doing with Martha is simply inspiring. It's simply saying, here's what's next. For my travel bloggers, I think it's like literally you're going to Paris, you really ought to try these steak and frites. Let me just give you a little idea here. That's all we're doing. We don't have to educate them on the history of Paris, about um, the French Revolution, what really took place at the Bastille. It's all fascinating, but it's not the right place, perhaps. Okay, I hope that helps. So, anyway, Leanne, do you have enough that you can go forward? I didn't mean to just
Yes.
completely derail everything that you're doing here.
No, no, no. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Any help is much appreciated. This is why I signed up again at 2 o'clock in the morning.
All right, awesome. Okay, who is this?
That's mine.
Well, hello. All
Hi.
right, Miss Vegan Cinnamon Roll Lady. What are we, what, what's our, what's our topic here? The recipes people make in the fall. Okay, is that want the recipes people make all fall? All right, let's go through this. Let's ask you the same questions very quickly. Why did you choose this topic? It's probably
Uh,
obvious, huh?
time of year, and they're just really popular on our site, going into September, October, November.
Okay. What fall mornings are meant to taste like? I feel that. Okay, let's start off. Okay, so again, these are simple Matt Molinisms that you don't have to
Newer.
apply, but
Mhm.
hi, greet them. Welcome. I like the welcome to day one of insert title here. By creating a snappy title, it's like you branded this thing. You'll be able to use that on your Instagram stories with Grocers List or ManyChat. You'll be able to share it you can create a story about it or a pinned, you can put it on Pinterest. There's things you can do when you give it a snappy title. So it's like
Yeah.
you made a thing and that they're now part of this thing. So hi, Matt. Welcome to day one of insert title here. We'll come back to title in a second. Um, you dove right into, we haven't really had any conversations, but it's like, let's start with the fall mornings. Maybe
Yeah.
here. I love a good short email and I like getting to the point, but maybe in this first one, we could benefit from a simple fall's my favorite time. Dot dot dot. To bake. And there's all the flavors. We love it. It's great. In fact, I've baked over 5 billion fall recipes, and that's why over the next 5 days I'm going to share with you the perfect recipes that bring fall to life.
Okay.
Let's start here. Fall mornings. All right. Now the other thing I'm going to tell you here is that people don't read, they skim.
Yeah. So bullets or something, or
Oh, I
just
love bullets. Yes. I love bullet points. Um, and also, I want you to think in terms of, I invite you to think in terms of what is not obvious. So These aren't just any cinnamon rolls. They're fluffy, soft, perfectly sweet. Have that ooey gooey cinnamon swirl that makes you close your eyes with the first bite. I believe you, but I didn't read that
Yeah.
because it didn't say anything new to me. This, that's important. Um, what makes them special? That's a lot of words right there. And this could be your mysterious pop. You have to, they have something that makes them special, and don't tell them what it is. That they are going to then have to see that to go click. They have to click through to find out what makes them special, or boil that down to a secret ingredient. Have a secret ingredient, or they have a special formula that makes that makes it just ooze in a special way. Something like that. This is one of
Okay.
those recipes that turns into an event. By the way, why did you choose, aside from all this stuff, why else did you choose cinnamon rolls?
It's the number one fall recipe on our site.
That needs to be in here.
Okay.
So, a little piece of advice to everybody. You're not, even if you're doing it, you're not doing it enough. You need, you don't need to do anything. You know what? You're optionally. That really sounds like I invite you to use social proof more.
Okay.
So, we did a few examples with Leanne real quick with social proof, but let me give some more. Most popular, high traffic, high ratings, was seen on. My grandma made it. My personal favorite, my partner's favorite, my kid's favorite, my impressed my neighbors, won a contest. I take it to every potluck I go to. All these things are actual social proof. Shauna says quotes from comments are great too, but make them super short. Use liberty and trim them up. But numbers help. If you said, like, this is something I just started doing with my paid clients, and we found it to be very effective, is we actually started adding the ratings on the highest rating ones. We leave it off on others, but if it's 4.9 out of 5 and it's got 296 reviews, we include that. Because that is like stats. It's proof.
Okay.
All right, tell me, what else do you have for fall breakfasts?
Everything.
You have
I mean,
everything? That's a
I
lot.
mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, we have a lot.
What is your number 2 fall breakfast?
Off the top of my head, it's probably sheet pan breakfast quesadillas.
Oh man, I love a good sheet pan breakfast quesadilla. I call it an SPBQ, if you know what I mean. That's what I would call it because I love it so much. So why is an SBBQ in here?
I did give more at the very bottom. You have to scroll a little
Oh, I have
bit.
to, oh, you're right. I have
They
to show.
weren't under the picture.
Ah, okay. Okay. I'm sold. I like it. So I like a feature. This is a great layout that you can experiment with. If you really want to hammer on the cinnamon rolls and you really want to feature them, putting them as the big highlight, I'm just saying say less. You don't have to sell me. There's a reason I can't stop. Or I mean, I can't not stop every time I pass a Cinnabon. I mean, it's like in me. I just can't. I've tried once. I made it past once and then I fell over. So cinnamon, you don't have to sell me on cinnamon rolls, but give me the variants. I love it. Okay. So anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is let's get to it quicker. Let's get the social proof in here.
Okay.
If it feels like you're writing for the back of a marketing package, then you're probably not saying something impactful. All right, let's call this something snazzy. By the way, if you are stuck, all y'all, if you're stuck on what to call your quick start guide, this is super cliche and you won't want to do it, but use it as a proxy only, as a thought starter. 5 secrets to blank. Five secrets to the perfect fall recipes. Does that have a little bit more pizzazz than want the recipes people make all fall?
Right. Yes.
A little bit. I still think it could be worked on. I'm not satisfied with it, but you see as a thought starter, it gives you something to, gives you something to call it. Five secrets to blank. So I like some of the elements that I have that I've seen you put in here that I'm kind of excited about. They make them all fall along. What fall mornings are meant to taste like. Turns breakfast into an event. Those are feelings that I think that I want you to I I I think you might want to lean into. So if you
Okay.
could take five secrets to the perfect fall recipes, throw those into Claude and see if that stews up some sort of perfect,
Yeah.
you know. Um, the reason this is important to everybody, you may have the most beautiful quick start guide inside, but if they don't remember that, if it's that pop-up or it's that embedded form or whatever, it's like this, right? We only get that much time. Clarity is everything. That hook is everything. All right. Do you want me to look at anything else on here, or does that kind of apply to
That's
all the rest of
helpful.
them?
Yeah, I can do it for the rest of them.
Okay. By the way, what I said about Leon's applies here. What you had here is just fine. It would work just out of the box. So thanks for letting me just kind of try to justify my existence on this call. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. How we doing on time? We doing okay? This looks like Katie.
Yep, that's mine.
All right, Katie, you've heard me. Well, you might have been watching, I don't know, Peaky Blinders or something on another monitor. Eh, eh, what have I said anything that you want to apply to this before I dive into it?
Yes. So all of my emails only have one link,
Yeah,
one project.
right.
And I definitely think I could expand on that because I kind of go into different types of summer crafts, but I only give one example. And like Cricut, I have a ton of summer Cricut crafts, but I only show one.
Right.
And I could
And
list my top so many or whatever.
I think especially with Cricut or crafts in general, am I inspired by that? Do I want to make that?
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes I do, and quite often I don't. I just don't like the colors of that. I don't like that style. I don't like that material. But when you show me the thing, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to make that. So I
Mhm.
think in your case, I think because the problem that you're solving is glassware. You might have multiple glassware crafts.
Yep, I do.
Why did you choose, just let's humor me for a second. Why did you choose this title? Five summer crafts you'll actually finish.
It's just kind of a joke in the crafting world of people starting projects and never finishing them.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool. I like that then. The what you're let's dissect that for a second. Explain to me what's really going on there. Treat me like I'm a total noob. I know a little bit, but treat me like I'm a total noob. Why don't they finish?
because they have squirrel syndrome and they see another project that they want to start that looks fun or more fun, and so they'll stop what they're doing and go to the next one.
But why? Is that because the project was too hard? Was it because it took too long? Was it too intense? Was it too wh- wh-
There's probably lots of different reasons, like the ones that you stated.
Mhm.
Um, but it's probably, in my opinion, in my view, it's just shiny object syndrome.
Okay.
You always want to do what's trendy, what's cool and flashy for the moment.
Okay. So I've worked with a variety of awesome crafters over the years. One of the things that seems to stand out to me is that, and this is true for what I was telling you about my father-in-law, is that he has tremendous skill, had tremendous skill. And I mean, he built a bed for us, my wife and I, when we were first married. I might have to pause the recording on this part, so don't tell anybody this, but we actually broke the bed in the first 3 months of. Anyway, that was embarrassing because I had to tell him that and then he had to fix it. Anyway, um, But he made this beautiful bed canopy kind of thing, but he would make these pens. In fact, I have one right here. He made me this pen, and he did the pens because he could get this kit and he could bang it out quick. But he felt like he was doing this thing. So a master craftsman if he wanted to be, but most of the time a quick hobbyist. My question for you is not about email at all, but it's about your choice of themes. I wonder if there's just the whole theme here is easy and fast, easy and fast, easy and fast, so you can craft more. You love to do what you love to do, just do more of it and do it with these. Anyway, it's just an idea for you that I thought of it when I saw that title.
Yeah.
Also, broad appeal. I guess I'm a little concerned about how specific these are.
Okay.
Looking for a new hobby? No. Nope, sure not. Um, when you've got so much Cricut, you got so much other types of crafts that they're already doing, could you just lean into those and then just offer the best of those that fit themes?
Yeah. Well, and I do have like a quick start guide on Cricut already.
Yeah.
So I was trying to choose something that would have a variety, but still keep it in that summer theme.
Okay, I like it. So you've got a crafter that likes to craft in general.
Yeah.
You're introducing new ideas of things that they can do that makes them feel creative.
Yeah.
Then maybe the fast and easy crafts anybody can do, or that any crafter will love, or something like that might allow you to do that. And then I still think roundups are probably the way to go.
Okay.
Like for example, shirts that you've got here. You've got Happy Camper shirt. I'm sure you have other designs.
Oh, yes.
So just shirts in general is the answer. This is the craft I'm teaching you to do. And by
Okay.
the way, here are my top 5 shirts to make. And in fact, I've got 20 others if you click here.
Yeah. So would you think like one day would be shirts, one day would be crafts for outside, just, keeping
If that
them
makes sense to you, that's
easy?
what I was thinking, but I may
Okay.
be wrong, but that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Another thought too, before I leave you, is Cricut for fall, Cricut for holidays, Cricut for.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have those, I would actually, if you're getting a lot of traffic on that, that's actually much more lucrative to you, I'm guessing.
Yes.
I would pause on this one
Okay.
and I would do Cricut for fall, Cricut for holidays, get those in the queue for the right time because people need advance planning. Like they should already be making their Halloween stuff now if you're
Right.
doing
Yep.
Cricut. So because you'll make a heck of a lot more from the Cricut affiliate program and all
Yeah.
that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Are you in the, I assume you're in the Cricut affiliate program?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, yes, Dean, she's actually got the mallets and she's out, she's got, it's like that Harry Potter game that you all play in the UK. It's Cricut, it's that Cricut. Yeah, so we can talk later about Cricut. It's one of my favorite affiliate tricks. There's lots of things that you can monetize. I'm sure you already are, but you might be teaching us on how to monetize in affiliate land there. But email is fantastic for this. All right, I hope that helps you.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, looking at what I have in front of me, I have this one, I have this one, and I had a couple people drop things in here. If I run out of time on the clock, I'm going to stick around. So I will be happy to do everybody's if you're willing to stay with me. But who is Nana? Hi, Tanya. You're not a Nana. Are you really?
I've got, we're working on number 11 for grandkids.
Working on it. Yeah, there's pamphlets that educate everybody on how to do that. So that's great.
Number 11's due in December.
Well, Tanya, you're no stranger to my stuff. So, and we don't need to spend a ton of time unless you'd like to. Tell me what you'd like me to look at here and comment after you've heard everything else that I've said.
Well, I threw this together in about an hour, so it's not that pretty yet. I haven't done a lot of the little like click here boxes and that type of thing. But I think just a general, like, is this, I did one and I've been using the same one since 2021 when I first took your, and I had always intended on doing more and then it never happened. And it's been very successful. But is this like enough? Do you think this one's a good one? You weren't very happy with my last one.
I wasn't.
Well, it was kind of I didn't really know what to do. And so what I did was kind of this idea of are you tired of not finishing projects? Kind of like what you were just talking about with the crafts, you never finish anything because you
Yeah.
don't have enough time.
Yeah.
So I did my top 5 quick projects that you can finish in an evening.
There you go.
And I'm trying to figure out things that are a little more specific to categories, like what you've talked about, to where I can have individual ones for specific categories. So I want to do a Christmas one, I want to do a blanket one, so if they land on a certain category, they're going to get a specific to that category
Yep.
quick start guide.
Yep.
Um, so I guess this one is kind of a non-specific one, the one that I put together. So it's kind of similar to that top 5 quick and made in an evening type thing. But I went off of my most popular. So I have an email forever email series, and the one of my emails that gets the most engagement, and also the most people like emailing me afterwards, like asking me questions or saying, "Hey, I really love this tip." And so I incorporated that into this quick start guide. Basically took the top 5
Love
tips
it.
from that forever email and
Uh-huh.
then created this.
Wow.
Also with the intent that eventually I'll also have a blog post with my top 5 tips. Kind of just repurposing the same content over multiple things.
I love that. I hope you all heard that. If you have a Forever series, do what Tanya did. Take some Nana advice. Go look at your Forever series and see which things have got the most engagement. That might be content for a quick start guide. Love that. Okay, I get it. So, real quick, Tanya, your first one that I hated apparently is working well.
Yes.
Okay, why not create that same thing for fall, holidays, New
Okay.
Year, new projects for 2026,
Okay.
spring, summer? Like if that's working well, step number 1 for me is hit duplicate on that thing. Is this
Okay.
kit or what is this?
Kit.
All right, so go into the sequence, hit duplicate, change the name up top to summer, to fall, to winter, to holidays, or Christmas, or however you're going to do it, and then bang out the exact same thing, use the same structure, and just replace the projects, and you're ready to go. That's step number 1 for me. Step number 2 is this, what you're doing here. I love it. I don't even need to comment on it because I like the way that you're planning that. I do think you probably have the ability to insert more patterns for just variety as we've been talking about.
Hmm.
And then, but that first one that you have, I really think is probably a formula if it's working well. And no, and by the way, we don't actually know what working well means. It could be that you could improve upon it, right? Um,
Oh, sure.
but
Yeah.
but I don't know that. But let's just assume that it's working great and we love the results. Then you could do that same thing for every season, for every holiday, without you even having to think ever about this ever again. It's literally rinse and repeat. You don't have to write anything new. It's like you've got the formula. You just need to modify it slightly for each one of these categories. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
I think that might be a time saver for you and allow you to do a lot more of these a lot more quickly.
Yeah, I used AI actually to help me get this condensed into 1 hour of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Cool.
um,
And
yeah.
I don't have any problem with the tips idea either. I'm just saying that I think in addition to that, so often what you have that's been working will work again. It just needs to be repurposed.
Yeah, and I'm trying to work towards, I have 60 emails in my Forever series, but if I can, as I mentioned yesterday, if I can go ahead and restart everyone once they finish those 63 or
Sure.
whatever, but start a second one. And
Okay.
so they'll get a third email every week. And yeah, it's kind of, I think right now I'm almost overwhelmed a little bit, so
Yeah.
I need to just calm down about the whole thing, and
10
just take
grandkids
it
will do
one
that
step
to
at
you.
a time.
Um, no, separate those two thoughts. List growth is different than sending more emails. So today we're only worried about list growth. We're only worried about fall. That's the craftiest time of the year. It's the most craftiest. That was the original theme of that song. A lot of people don't know that. Um, and but it's a great time to get that out right now.
Yes.
That would be my goal for you. And
Okay.
then that's going to open up all sorts of other, because once the list keeps growing, it's exciting. Then we're like ready to keep ready to keep going. All right. Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you.
All right. Tomorrow, we're going to do this tomorrow. I will go through, Tanya, remind me about this. And I think Kita had one too, if she's still here. I will give you, I just won't have time today, but I will go through any forms that you want me to look at. Why aren't they converting? Could they convert better? I already see opportunities here with Tanya's, and Kita had one for me. So I'll look at those tomorrow. All right, if you'll remind me. This is Deborah. It looks like an outline.
Yeah, I have here's my big question. Um, I was going to have my title of the entire thing be like, I'm assuming that a lot of people who come to my site because I transform like traditional kosher recipes into a healthier version of themselves. So a lot of those are not necessarily vegan people, and they're new to that whole concept. So I'm thinking that they think it's hard and they just don't know where to start. And so I thought I'd do like the categories, and then in each category, sort of say, here, if you need dinner recipes, and so what I did was I like went and found like my top three of those kinds of things. But before I crafted those emails, I was thinking that maybe I've already overwhelmed people.
I think that what you have here worked great, and I think you should launch. Because, look, going back to what I said before, I believe that most people just want the next inspiration of what to make. Period. Now, that's obviously not true in every case. I have some clients that are chemistry experts and have mastered sourdough baking for chemists, where people who want to do expert level stuff. But most humans just want to know what to make for dinner tomorrow or for this whatever that's coming up.
So then here's my other question, is that I currently court two different and sometimes overlapping audiences. One would be Jewish people looking for things for Jewish holidays, and the other one would be people looking for vegan recipes or healthier recipes. And I'm always afraid of offending the people who aren't vegans,
Right.
or the opposite. These are people who aren't even Jewish and they don't care about the Jewish part. They just care about the healthy recipes. And, there is some overlap, and there's also people who only fit into one camp or the other. And I haven't yet done a good job of segmenting my list.
Challenge. Yeah.
So now that, for example, Rosh Hashanah is coming up towards the end of September, I for sure want to do a quick start guide for that. But if that was a pop-up, like half of the people coming to my site don't even know what Rosh Hashanah is, and they have no interest. And
What's your
Yeah.
pop-up today?
my pop-up today is, I think it's one of your favorite little ebooks, and it's 5 quick and easy healthy dinner recipes.
Okay.
It doesn't convert very well anymore. At one point it did. Nothing on there is converting. My list is kind of not growing at all, which is why I wanted to sign up for this.
Yeah.
My welcome series, I think, is ineffective. And my, what do you call it? Click rate used to be much higher than it is. And now it seems like everything about my list is a little bit stagnant.
Okay. On the Jewish versus vegan, is there a clear identifier in your categorization in WordPress for
Yes.
Jewish recipes?
There are some categories that appeal to that group. Like, for example, the top 2 traffic times of the year for me are Passover and Rosh Hashanah. And there's a huge category of kosher for Passover recipes that always is in like the top producer, even when it's
But specifically in WordPress, you have a category for kosher recipes.
yes.
Okay.
Well,
That's
everything on my site is kosher.
okay.
And
Is there any way in the categories? This is where I'm going with this, because let me jump to the end. If you can categorize it, you can show a different pop-up to those people. So your challenge is, what recipes can I put into that would, if on this recipe, I know that somebody with pretty good certainty that somebody is Jewish. Do you have
Yes.
any of those?
yes.
Okay, so you take those and you put those into, you call it kosher, you call it Jewish, you call it whatever your category internal naming is.
Yep.
Then you create a quick start guide for the Jewish audience that you serve, and you show it only on those recipes,
Got it.
because you've increased the likelihood that those people want to see that pop up and want to get that quick start guide. Everybody else gets the eat healthier-ish.
Well, so this would be my first quick start guide. And that's why I was making
Right.
it more of a general.
Well, let me ask you this though. With the holiday coming up, will you have a big traffic surge?
Yes.
Okay. What you have here is great. It's an outline though. I would hold on this
Yep.
and I would go make the Jewish quick start guide, because for these reasons. Number one, you'll get familiar with how to make one. You know that you'll be serving an important audience for you. So you have a strong likelihood of upcoming success with that. So it's a much less of a gamble, much less of a guess. Yes, it's more narrow, it's more niche, so be it. But then once you've got that down, you're like, oh, cool, rinse and repeat. Now I know how to do this for the others. And I think it'll just come easier for you.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Look, if you got to get out of here, your homework assignment is go get this into your Flowdesk, into your MailChimp, into your Kit account, and turn it on. Let's go. All right. This is one of those places. Email is it's not okay for everywhere, but go fast break stuff is just fine with email. The overall damage you can do is very minimal. All right. So get it out there. You can fix it later. You can iterate on it later. You can make it more beautiful later. But get it going. If I have not looked at yours, I'll look at it real quick here. And if you have any specific questions about your quick start guide, let me know. But other than that, we will see you tomorrow. Okay. Who have I got left? Whole New Mom and high protein cottage cheese and Dave. I'm sorry, I didn't see this till just now. Oh, I don't have access. So I'll request access and look at it when you get it for me. All right, who's this?
Mine is also in the chat.
That's me.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Let me go find it.
That's me.
Who's me?
Sorry, I'm trying to put the camera
Oh,
on.
there you are. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me find Jasmine's here. Was it at the very beginning? Oh, there it is. All right. Okay. All right, Shauna, you know the drill here. What am I going to tell you? What do you want to know? How can I help? Or do you feel good? You
Or
ready to
like
rock?
just like if the amount of well, the first email has more text because it's like introducing what's coming so they know, because one time we didn't tell them like how many days it was and then they were like, where's this recipe? Or like, so I was trying to make it clear what they were getting for the 4 days. But I'm just wondering like if the writing there is too much or needs to be shorter, or then the other days are shorter than
Yeah,
the
I think it's great. I mean, you've done
Okay.
this. You've done this. You said you've got multiples of these out, right? and they're working.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it.
Yeah, we're a machine over here.
Okay.
I think we're looking like, is
If
there
there's-
anything
yeah.
that we can do since like this is kind of the formula that we've
We
got
kind of do
going
a similar thing on all of them that we don't want it to be like we're missing something or there's something that could make it.
Well,
better?
the things that I'm not seeing are social proof.
Okay.
Okay. So like think about it for a second. Think about this for a second. Like you are the person that's going to guide somebody through a journey, and you need to explain why you're guiding them through this journey. Let's start here with the number one, the one that most people make. It is this one that has got the most reviews. It went number one on Google for a reason. It's this.
Mm.
Let's go to number two. This is the one we make every third Wednesday. And the reason we do that is because it keeps us regular, and we love being regular. That's your social proof number two. Okay, and so on and so forth. You don't have to have much, but and then don't say stuff that doesn't help me. Meaning, we'll share high protein main, just share it. Like, do I really need this? If we go like this, does this change anything?
No, because I think I still told them, yeah, that it's
You're
4
talking
days.
about protein packed. So, and then if you're breaking it up this way, then instead do this with
Oh no, Maine's was like day 2. These were all breakfast
oh,
ones.
okay. Right. So anyway, so even more confused. Because I'm not reading. I'm in a perfect example. I didn't actually read. I skimmed, which is what your audience will do. Okay. I love it. Go get it. You've got this.
So like under each image, so like cottage cheese quiche, and then we put like a little image before they get the recipe. Is that where the social proof goes, or is that like in the
Yeah.
intro?
Yeah. You might say, like, depending on how your layout is.
I think like yesterday when we were talking and you were saying about the save the recipe thing and then how we should follow up with an email, that was such a nugget for us and something so simple that we didn't even realize we should be doing. So I'm feeling like that was just such a great nugget. So I think that's why we also wanted you to look over this because we kind of have a formula dialed in, but we were like, okay, what can we be doing to make it that much better? And those little nuggets that we can take with us to amplify what we're already doing.
Because there's the two of you, if one of you writes, have the other one challenge you on, do these words matter? What do I actually read when I read this? Like, because humans, we read differently. You're in a hurry. Right? Like, I'm in a hurry to get off this call because I got a protein bar waiting for whatever it is that you've got going on in your life, right? So you're like reading through this. So make at this point, since you've been doing this for a long time, or you're doing so many of them, just force yourself to make every word matter.
Mm.
And if it doesn't, then it doesn't need to be there.
Do you think there's like is there a certain, because we have 10 on this breakfast day 1, like is there a certain amount each day that's better to not than overwhelm?
I don't. I think giving them variety is great. 5 to 10 is just fine.
Okay.
Heck, 2 is fine. 1 is fine. It's just
Yeah.
you just have more choices.
In terms of like highlighting,
Should there be a description on each recipe, like all
Doesn't
10?
have to be.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be, but there can be. But make the description mean something.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I love what you're doing. I mean, I love the mentality you have and the way that you're investing in this. So keep it up. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jasmine. 5 secrets to better back to school breakfasts. Say that 5 times fast. Better back to school breakfast. The BBB. All right. Don't forget yourself. Okay. Don't forget yourself because you get some salted chocolate smoothie. Yeah. All right. What do you want me to look at here?
I mean, I'm still using the kind of template and tips that I picked up from you last year, and they're doing well. But this is a new topic for me. I'm not a parent. I have lots of nieces and nephews and babies and that, but I get lots of feedback on these particular recipes, which are some of my most popular from parents. And so I want to use this as an entry point to engage them during the back season on these posts.
Okay. Do you have any of that feedback and like comments?
Yeah, I have. Their comments are, that things like I've never seen so many happy people at 6 a.m. in the morning. The whole community loves these, or
Man, that needs to be in here. That's
I
great.
wasn't sure where to put that in.
At the top. Imagine this. Okay, you start here. Over there. I'm gonna mess with your thing here.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Something like this. Boom. Subheader. Secret number one. Make everybody happy. I don't know. What I'm not saying. The recipes that make everybody happy at 6 in the morning. That would be fun. That's a fun email.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
So I guess in your case, because what you have here will work fine. To start adding a little bit more pizzazz or personality or jazz, you might want to have some of those. If you're getting feedback on that stuff, that's the social proof we're talking about. You are not selling. You are just sharing what other people their experiences.
Right.
In fact, no other words are even necessary. Honestly, if you think about it, I don't even need to hear anything more from you other than tell me what that recipe was that Charlotte said that about. Right?
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
All right, cool. A whole new mom, a shining, healthier you.
Yeah, I put those notes in for you, obviously.
Yeah.
So preview to this, like I am feeling I was really stuck about what to do because I think we've talked about this before, like originally when the whole Google thing came out about, your money, your life. And I was like, okay, I'm not touching any health topics anymore. I'm just doing recipes and DIY beauty and whatever. And I just keep getting feedback from people. Enough with the recipes. We want to hear everything else.
Really?
And I just keep hearing it. And I mean, there's one blogger who tells me to start another recipe blog, and I don't have time in my life for 2 websites. I just don't think I can handle it. So everybody else is like, we like your recipes, but when I do something edgy or interesting about health, people get really interested. They ask questions. I'm talking about maybe doing a podcast, interviewing experts, thing like that. So I have not built up my site with enough stuff to get where I want to be. And I definitely can do a quick start guide on food easier. So that's mixed into this, but that's like the preview to, or that's a look into some of my confusion and wondering what to do here.
Yeah, you've got a situation that I can't particularly help you with, at least answer anyway for you.
Right.
What I can tell you is the fundamentals apply. So, a couple thoughts for you. If I know you want to go a certain direction, but let's say now you're still getting a lot of traffic to the recipes.
With a lot being, yeah, within quotes, right?
Well, whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's all relative, but my advice stands whether you get 10 visitors or 10 million visitors.
Sure.
Your opportunity is that person that's in front of you to grow your list. All right. So if you have traffic coming for recipes and you don't have quick start guides that serve those, even though you're hearing voices of other people saying you should lean into other things, you still might have that opportunity right now. And if you created, again, kind of going back to the origins of whole new mom, you can get them onto the list with that. And then when they're on the list, as you transition into a whole new mom, then they can come along with you. Martha right now is landing on a recipe on your website. She is never coming back. If you get her on your list right now and you progress and change your brand and your voice and your expertise, you have now a chance to convince Martha that you can help her along the way. If that makes sense. Does that make sense, Adrian?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so last night I drafted up to finish this one and thought one other option is I could make a quick food one as well. Use
Yeah.
that and slap this one onto health topic posts.
Yes.
But I'm not getting rid of the recipe posts. I'm not going to get rid of
Right.
them, and I already have more to publish. So then I'll have two going.
Love it. See, that's what I'm talking about. That actually mentality is exactly where I am right there with you, is that if it feels like slapping on, fine. But let's put something together that serves them, because if we're talking about in this ever-changing business environment and you want to thrive at whatever whole new mom turns out to be, you're going to need an audience to get you there.
Yep.
So we have these people now. We don't know if that'll change in the future, but we have them now.
Yep.
At the same time, creating the quick start guide that serves the people about who you want to be when you grow up, I think is really smart too.
Yep.
Because that will help you direct it'll challenge you to say, here's who I am, here's what I do, here's what makes me special, here's my new shtick, if you will.
True. And also healthy recipes is a part of the whole thing. When I did this last night and this morning, a couple of them focus on recipes, because that is where it started. I focused on whole health and recipes. And so now it's fine tuning all of it. And so it's, it is what it is.
My suggestion
Go ahead.
for you, because I think the danger would be to get caught up in analysis paralysis. My suggestion is create the minimum viable product, if you will, for each quick start guide and do more of them. Get more of them together. Get the hooks out there. Try these things and spend less time worrying about, that it's exactly perfect and all that, while you are transitioning to the new messaging, creating new content and all that. But get those hooks out to get as many subscribers, because more hooks that you have, more lines that you have in the water, more chances you have to catch. And you're going to figure out which ones work and which ones don't.
No, that's a good idea. I even thought about maybe putting a little hook at the bottom of the recipe ones, like, hey, if you want to join my group on Facebook, they can, and if they want to do it, then it moves somebody over there as well. And yeah.
Okay. So on that,
Yep.
You don't have to answer. This is just rhetorical.
Sure.
Why would they do that? Treat it like you were going to advertise a quick start guide. What's the benefit to them to do that? What's special about it? And even if you're getting them to join a group, a lead magnet to join a group instead of a newsletter is also pretty catchy. Give me a reason to join because you put together 5 special tips for fall over here on the group. It's only accessible in the group. Come to the group and get the free thing. This is why lead magnets work for email and they work for everything. It's just a value exchange.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, what you have is great, but don't sweat it too much, especially when you're in a transition mode. You've got bigger things to think about. You just need to get the subscribers in. So getting this, focusing on the hooks, honestly, because it's going to be so much easier for you when you see this one that's just taking off. You're going to be like, okay, I'm going to embellish that. I'm going to build that out better.
Yeah, I was shocked reading Tanya's I've tried things over the years and nothing's been a great big hook. I haven't tried a lot, 3 or 4.
I don't know what Tanya's doing, but in crafts, it kind of works that way, especially when you're offering a tutorial or a printable in order to get the thing you have, you download the blueprint. So the conversion rates are very different than food and health.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. All right. But the thing is, go get it done. Get the first one out there. I'm going to look at Dave's here real quick since he hung out and had to leave. Well, day one of our slow cooker recipe series. First up, we have our best and my favorite. We love our slow cooker. There's nothing better than that. Perfect for busy days. For today, these are my absolute favorites. Okay. And then here's our best low calorie. Look, those are great general topics, Dave. And if you're tuning in, I think you heard my other comments about other types of things that you could do to improve it. There's a lot of text in here, but I don't think most people read that anyway, unless they're really interested in it. It doesn't hurt you here. I do it too. And typically it's from the recipe card, pulling that in there. But it's even better if you say, like, you have the rating, or this went number one on such and such, or this is, I make this forever. If you introduce social proof and these nuggets here, that could also help. But looks good. I love it. All right, keep it going. Anybody else have any questions? Did I miss anybody? My apologies if I did. All right. Looks like silence is golden, and it's time to move on with our lives. We will see you tomorrow and when we'll take the next steps, but go get her done. Thanks, everybody. Ciao. Bye.